I really want to meet the students where they're at. So if they're putting energy and effort into a course, I'm going to put just as much or more energy and effort into that course.
Bravery in the face of uncertainty.
Striker contact. Right.
Good job. If you want to study snow, Silverton is the place.
My name is Maddie, and I am a rec and pro instructor for the Silverton Avalanche School. I grew up here in the San Juans, and I spent about a decade in Canada, where I went to the University of British Columbia and studied forest sciences. And then I transitioned to guiding in 2017 and moved back to Colorado. So I've been able to work as a mountaineering guide in California on Mount Shasta. I do expedition guiding in Alaska on Denali. I work for a cat ski operation, and I'm currently the Assistant Snow Safety Director for Helitrax as well, so I try and keep it really multifaceted. Well, it started with an interest in guiding, and so I had always had a little voice in my head that was like, you should try guiding. And after I worked as a forestry professional, so as a forest scientist, I had done that for 5 years post-university, and at 26 or 27, I was just ready to try something new. And so that's when I transitioned into guiding, and then it was a pretty easy progression to get into the avalanche education world. It's a lot more of understanding of how and why to do certain things, and that's really appealing to me. And I also think that in terms of education and being an educator, it challenges my mind in a different way. And it also allows my skill set to develop while keeping the knowledge I have already really sharp. For me, to be a teacher and an educator means that I get to help influence not only people who are recreational skiers starting their backcountry journey or trying to put the pieces together, but it also means from a pro perspective, I get to help the next generation of professionals live up to a certain standard and progress our industry in a direction that I feel is really important. My strengths as a teacher, I like to think about myself as a student and how I'm interpreting the information. And if there's any cloudiness or unclarity, I want to make it clear. I think because I've done my pro level avalanche education within the last 5 years, it's easy for me to relate to the student, whether that's in a recreational program or in a pro program. I have a diversity of experience that I can draw on. So not only just as a guide, but personal experience, having a history here in the San Juans growing up here, and then having dedicated a lot of my time in the last 7 years to working in different parts of the industry, working in different snowpacks, working with different people, and really challenging myself to be able to walk into any team and work with my co-instructors. The mountains are important to me because it's where I was born and raised, and so I think that it's where I feel the most at home, and it's just the environment that I want to thrive in. I don't know, it's been the draw for me for so long and pretty much facilitated every decision I've made in my life, mostly around skiing. And I feel really lucky to have had this strong connection to that sport and this passion that just drives me to go to school in Canada, to be a guide, to connect with my family on skis as well as in other realms. But my partner is a ski patroller, and when you're lucky enough to have a passion that drives you, it's really easy to make those decisions. I think the San Juans are really rugged. They're the youngest mountain range in the Colorado Rockies, so they're still forming and figuring out themselves, and there's a lot of loose rock. And they're not for everyone. There's not trail signs everywhere like Europe and these amazing groomed trails that bring you through the Alps, or it's not like the granite of the Sierra. It can be challenging to live here, which I think in a lot of small mountain towns these days, it's hard to live in those places. But I think in particular, it's a little bit more removed here, and you're not getting a stable snowpack. You're not getting solid rock to climb on. But you are getting probably one of the most unique landscapes that I've ever experienced. I think that the mountains have shaped me and continue to drive this passion because they offer a place that is challenging, as well as inspiring, as well as probably the most present place that I can be. It also is the connections that I've made with partners that keep me coming back, the connections I have with my family that are based in the mountains, the connections I have with my partner, Will. You can ice climb, you can ski guide, you can educate, you can ski for yourself, you can go visit other mountain ranges, other snowpacks, and I feel like for me, it's endless. There's never gonna be a list that I complete. There is no end goal, and it's just to continue to exist and explore and be adventurous in these types of spaces with the people that you want to connect with the most. Did that just fall off? I would say most recently, one of the things I'm most proud of is that my partner and I built a house in Ophir, Colorado. Putting roots down here in the San Juans makes me feel really happy and excited for the future, and being able to be close to my family still, as well as find someone to do that with, creating a foundation from where I can progress from. And then I think also the progression that I've made in guiding and been able to, again, work for a number of operations and really challenge myself to have a diverse skill set. And I can constantly feel engaged, I guess. Those are the two things I'd say I'm most proud of.